Welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're back with another episode of the Simply Fitness podcast. So glad to be here. So excited. Just had a great day. Got a good workout in, a little run, a little walk. It's a beautiful day. So let's get after it. I got some great questions from Instagram today, answering. You guys asked some great questions. So I'm super excited to go into those, dive a little bit deeper. If you ever do have any questions that you want answered on this podcast or just in general, please send me a DM on Instagram. Shoot me an email, which will be in the show notes. I'll be happy to answer anything. I answer all my emails, all my direct messages, all from me. So shoot away. That's what I'm here for. But first, before we dive into those questions, just got some random thoughts for you. So on a run the other day, I just was thinking, why is fitness so, all the joy is taking out of fitness? Why are you not having fun with your fitness? Why are you not enjoying it? I hear from people quite often that they don't like to work out. They don't like to eat their nutrition. They don't like to take care of it. And it just isn't fun. Then make it fun. Have fun with it. It should be fun. It should be enjoyable. It should put a smile on your face. So smile while you do it. Laugh, have fun, look forward to it. If you're doing fitness and nutrition that is not fun, you got to make some adjustments there because it should be fun. I'm a runner. I love to run. It's not for everyone. That's okay. Find it. Start doing activities that make fitness fun for you. Start playing pickleball. Go for a run. Go for a cycle. Do some grit fitness classes. Join a running club if that's what you want to do. But it should not be miserable. It should not be miserable. If you're miserable while doing it, switch your activity, switch your plan, switch your mindset. Because fitness needs to be fun. It should be fun. It should be enjoyable. Even though sometimes you don't want to do it, usually by the end, you got a smile on your face and you feel great afterwards. Just something I was thinking about. Let's not be so negative anymore. Let's have that smile on and let's have some fun while we're getting after our goals. Now, speaking of not wanting to work out, another thing I was thinking about the other day was this cheat code to break out of not wanting to work out. Because there's a lot of times, I'm up at 5 a.m. and my choice right there, bed or workout. And sometimes the bed wins, but most of the time the workout wins. But just to get that mindset of how I don't really want to work out right now. And one thing that I like to do is just put on my favorite song. Put on a favorite song. So me, I love to sing. So almost any song is my favorite song as long as I know the words. But it really just changes your whole mood and energy. It just makes you excited. It puts that, energy into your body through the music, through the sounds it is making. So yeah, just put on your favorite song. For me, a few songs that I really love. Head and Heart by Calorie. Always a banger. I love that song since it was shared with me 8 years ago and haven't stopped since. Been really in a Macklemore mood recently. Glorious by Macklemore is one of my favorites. It just hypes me up, fills me with energy and emotion. And if you haven't heard about this app, Fit Radio, it's $10 a month, has amazing fitness playlists. So if you are a coach who listens to a lot of music and you just don't want to create your playlist, highly suggest Fit Radio. Is best $10 you spend every single month. Best playlists, best music. You have so many different choices. I love to run to them. So if you're a runner and you're looking for playlists and you're I don't know what to run to, pay the little extra money. Trust me, when I run these playlists on my races, I usually do pretty darn well. So just next time you don't feel like it, put your headphones in, put a song on. I bet you'll be a little bit more in the mood to work out. Now let's dive into those questions. So again, I got 5 amazing questions on Instagram that I picked from. So if you don't see your question here, don't worry. We'll be getting to it at some point. Can't answer them all, but we got 5 today. So I'm super excited to get after them. So first one, what is a calorie deficit? I talk about it all the time, and simply put, It's eating less calories than your body burns. So example, if your body's burning 2,000 calories and you are eating 1,800 calories per day, you are in a calorie deficit of 200 calories. This is essential for fat loss. If you are trying to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. That is why I talk about it a lot, because for a lot of us, our goal is fat loss. We are trying to look better, feel better, and that is going to be the biggest driving factor in whether or not you achieve your fat loss goal. So, how do you figure out if you're in a calorie deficit? Plan on diving way, way deeper into this, but from a macro picture here, you calculate your maintenance calories. If you need help with that, send me a message. I have a whole calculator that'll help you do that. And all you have to do, start by subtracting 200 to 300 calories from that. We'll go back to that last example. 2,000 calories. That means the calorie deficit would be 1,800 to 1,700 calories. Now, once you have that, how do you know whether you're in it or not? I would track your calories to make sure you're in the calorie deficit that you're looking for. The app that I like to use is called Macros First. It's free. There is a premium version, but it is free. I found it has done everything that I needed it to do. And get a food scale. Easiest way, start tracking your calories, get an accurate picture of where you're at right now. And then you can always just subtract 100 to 200 calories from there. So if you know you're eating, track it for 3 or 4 weeks and your average is 1,500, 1,700 calories. There you go. Are you losing weight? Yes or no? Perfect. Now you can make the adjustments based off that. You don't even need the calculator if you don't want to. You can experiment, be a scientist, and see what's working for you or not working. Now, question 2, right? Sticking with that nutrition subject, I have a lot of questions about that. How do I get protein in my diet? How do you get more protein? I talk about it again a lot. That protein is going to be the most important macronutrient to track because it's going to help you stay full longer. It's going to help you maintain that muscle. So when you do lose fat loss, that is coming from your fat and not from your muscle. So how do you make sure you're getting enough? Because most of us aren't getting enough. And the simplest way, and it's going to sound crazy, but it's just to make your protein portions bigger. If you're having chicken with dinner, make a little bit more, eat a little bit more. Boom. It really can be that simple, because if you're tracking your calories for X amount of time, so 1 to 2 weeks, and you notice, okay, this is how many grams of protein I'm averaging getting with each meal, just make a little bit more, add a little bit more. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount. It can be 5, 10, 15 grams of protein. All of that is going to add up with each and every meal that you're having. Now, if you're not sure what type of foods to add to your diet, things like meat, dairy, yogurt is one of my favorites. Meat sticks, I've been loving chopped beef sticks. They're perfect. 10 grams of protein, less than 100 calories. It's amazing. Tastes good. They're grass-fed, so good quality. Always look to find those little ways to add that little bit of extra protein in. And then again, this is where tracking can be super important, because now you'll have an idea of what foods you're going to be able to add in order to get that. I would also say you can add something like a protein powder or a protein bar to your diet if you find yourself a bit off. Say you're a few 10, 20, 30 grams of protein off your goal. Great. A protein powder or maybe a protein bar can help you get there. I would say doing it through other means would be a little bit more beneficial and a little bit easier to do and a little bit more cost effective, but protein powders and bars are there to help supplement and help you reach that target goal. Now, what is the best exercise for fat loss? common question, one I get all the time. And trust me, I got the answer for you. It's this amazing exercise that is guaranteed to help you lose fat. You want to know what it is? It's called the plate push. And all you have to do is push that plate away and put yourself in a calorie deficit. It's really that easy. There is no exercise that is going to help you lose fat more. You're not going to lose more fat by doing a specific exercise. Squat, the deadlift. No, they're not going to help you expedient the process to allow you to get to your goal a little bit faster. What is going to determine that is your nutrition. So if you are not in a calorie deficit, you cannot expect yourself to lose fat. It is that simple. If you are not focused in on your nutrition, you are not going to be able to get that fat loss goal. It is really that plain and simple. But where exercise does come in, and why it is important for fat loss, is that exercise is going to determine whether that weight loss is more from fat or from your muscle. So what percentage of it is going to be? So let's take, for example, we're 200 pounds and we lose 20 pounds. Amazing. That's huge. That's a great fat loss progress right there. Say one person does strength training and the other person doesn't. You can expect that the person who does strength training and lost 20 pounds versus the person who didn't do strength training and still lost 20 pounds, we can expect that the person who did strength training lost more fat versus person B who lost probably more muscle along the way. And yes, person B still lost fat, but those two people, person A and person B, are going to look a little bit different because person A kept the muscle, person B did not. So that's muscle is going to help you maintain your metabolism, is going to help you build more than likely the physique that you are looking for, which is why exercise is so important and why I talk about that you need to be doing exercise in order to help you with the fat loss. Not because it aids in the process, but because it's going to help you build the body that you're looking for. Plus, it's also amazing for your longevity, which is even more important, and for your health. So, no, there is no best exercise for fat loss, but you need to be doing it in order to achieve the progress that you're looking for from there. Number 4, another great question that I get asked all the time, and we'll talk a little bit more about why. But what supplements should I take? Start with that you do not need to take any supplements. It's implied in the name supplement. It's supplemental to your nutrition, to your exercise. So before you start even considering the answer to this question, you want to make sure that the other areas of your fitness and health are dialed in. So that means nutrition, exercise, sleep need to be at a level where, yes, there might be a little need for improvement, but for the most part, you're pretty darn good. Getting your exercise in, you're getting your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your nutrition is very much on point. From there, yes, then you can start considering adding some supplements. Maybe, if you need it. Probably don't need it, especially if you're eating a very, a little bit of everything in your diet that you're getting outside. So yes, there are some cases where it is going to be needed, but for the most part, for an average person, it's not going to be. But for sake of the question, what if I'm dialed in, I'm good, I have some extra money that I can spend, because most of these supplements are, high quality ones are expensive. And the two, yes, there's just two that I would take. Probably the only two options that I would even consider other than protein powder, not talking about that here, would be creatine and fish oil. I would say these are the two best options if you are looking for something that's going to improve your health. Fish oil is going to improve your health overall more. Creatine, on the other hand, one of the most well-researched supplements there is going to have a larger effect on performance. So it's going to help you improve your performance. It can help you maintain your lean muscle mass. There have been some studies recently that have been really interesting about your mental health and your keeping your brain health well, and has had an effect with taking creatine. So it's something that I've recently have started to take, and I would, again, if you have everything dialed in, boom, you can take it and it can help you. It certainly can, but it cannot be the main thing you lean on, and this was a great timing. I was just reading this article about the supplement industry and the fitness coaching industry, which was wild to me. And in the back of my mind, I kind of knew this, but the supplement industry is 5 times larger than the fitness coaching industry, which to me just blows my mind, because that just shows that a lot of us focus on this little itty bitty section that sounds so good. It sounds so great to be able to take a pill, to take a powder, to take a drink that's going to help me get the results that I'm looking for. Because the other route is going to have to cause me to be uncomfortable and cause me to have to take more risk than just spending my money, getting that powder and just taking it. But at the end of the day, and from my experience too, a good coach is going to get you way further than the best supplement. You could take the absolute best supplement today. You can take creatine. You can take it. But I tell you, a good coach, I'm not even talking about the best coach, just a good coach is going to help you take your results to another level that best supplement could never reach unless you were already dialed in with all the other stuff. Just if we had to take, for argument's sake, what are the percentage? Where could this take me? At best, this supplement is going to help you 5% best. That is a very generous number, because it's probably more like 1 to 2%. But let's say, for argument's sake, 5%. Where does that compare to where a good coach could take you? Not even the best coach, just a good average coach that knows what they're doing. It's going to take you at least 30 to 80% to your goal, if not further, and actually achieve that goal. End of this rant. Moral of the story, it is so easy to fall into the trap of the quick fix. They make it look very flashy and amazing, that these are the things that's going to absolutely change everything with your health, your fitness. And they really do a very good job at making it seem like that. And they do prey on you. But it's not true. It's not true. It is not as rainbow and butterflies as they make it seem. Plus, you don't even know what's in them because it's unregulated. So what they're promising, it might not be true. And it's just because I know you care about your health. They know that. They know that. I know that. Everybody knows that we care about our health. And that when we want to feel better and when we want to make that change, it's easy to go after that quick fix because it sounds amazing, and they paint this picture for you that it is. But it isn't. As from my experience, from what I've seen from other people's experience, it is not going to be the case. You are not going to be different than the hundreds of thousands of people that have already tried and it's not working for them. Trust me, that's not going to be the case. Again, the suggestion, if you're thinking about a supplement and none of your other stuff are dialed in, you are 100% better off spending your money, your time, your energy into a good coach. And that, I mean that. That comes from me, who has his own coaches, my own people that I pay money to help me get to my goals and what I'm looking to achieve, and who have people who pay me to help them do the same. That you're going to get way more out of that than you ever will with a supplement. You will ever will. So just keep that in the back of your mind. End of this rant. Having seen that this week, I know you guys need to share that, because not everyone's going to tell you how it is. So I want to be here to help you do that. Now, a super great question to finish this off. Question number 5 is, how do I continue to train for a race when you have an injury? So I love a good running question. You know me, I love running. So I love that somebody messaged me this, because this is awesome. And with this question, there's a lot of nuance here, because it's going to depend a lot on the type of injury in which you're talking about. So let's go over it a little bit. So if it's an acute injury, a fall, a freak accident, something like that, that's what an acute injury is. You need to get it checked out by a doctor. Make sure nothing is structurally wrong with your body, because if it is, that's going to dramatically affect how you train for this race, and it might not be possible. And that's okay, but more than likely you will need to take some time off. You will need to let it heal, especially if it's an acute injury, like a sprained ankle, a broken bone, something like that. You could probably train a little bit around it, depending on what it is. Say like, oh, I broke my wrist. Okay, make the adjustments, see what your body can handle, talk to a doctor, and go from there. And you can train around that. But for some injuries, you can't, and that's okay. Now, probably more than likely, especially as runners, we tend to get more chronic injuries. And these come from, more than likely, are a stress reaction in your body. So you need to understand what caused that stress reaction to now causing you to be in this type of pain or get this type of injury. Some that I know of that have happened to me, that I've seen: wearing old shoes, ramping up your volume too fast or your speed too fast. Also, any imbalances you might have in your body, maybe caused from an injury. So if this is the case, my biggest suggestion would be to reach out to a physical therapist. And there are a bunch that, even specialize within running, that I would reach out to. Have them assess you and give an idea of what might be causing your issue, and how you can create a plan to help alleviate that pain. It'll probably involve some type of course of action with, rehabbing that exercise through rehabbing that injury through exercise, and creating a program through that. You might have to scale your volume and intensity of your workouts. So if you're training for, like, say, a half marathon, and you're 3 months out, well, now you might need to, maybe slow down your ramp up. Maybe you ramped up your mileage too much, too fast. Maybe you added too much speed into it. Maybe you have to slow down your mile times in order to help your body adapt to it, because that's what you're doing. You're having your body adapt to that stress. And maybe your body was not ready for said stress. Or maybe your shoes were too old to that. Your shoes should probably only take, I usually change them every 500 miles. You should probably get a new pair of shoes. We don't change them enough. But again, understand what type of injury do you have, get the right amount of help for that, and then adapt your program from there. And maybe at the end of the day, it might be, okay, I have to postpone that race because I am injured. For most runners, we tend to always have some type of injury at some point, and you can make that, you adapt, you learn, okay, where can I push myself? Where can I not push myself? How do I alleviate that pain to a certain degree? And then after that race, really rehab it. I don't suggest pushing through the pain. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it should never be, even a 5 out of 10 on the pain scale. It should be uncomfortable when you run and challenging mentally and physically, but it should never hurt. So thank you so much. Those were absolutely amazing questions. Again, send me a message on Instagram, in my email. I'd be happy to help you get to where you need to be. And if I don't know the answer, I probably know someone who does know the answer and can help you, guide you to that right piece of material. So until next week, I hope you have an amazing day. Let's keep getting after those goals. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.